Hey guys, how you doing out there? It is Joe and Darren with Urban Hillsides Real Estate for another thrilling edition. I always say that, don't I? Of Real Estate Reality. Woo! It's Thursday, it's 2 p.m., and we're here to talk about real estate. In particular, real estate in Northeast Los Angeles, the communities of Silver Lake, Echo Park, Los Feliz, Eagle Rock, Mount Washington, Highland Park, all the great
Glasso
Cypress
Park,
Park, all
Elysian
that.
Valley,
Glasso Park,
El Sereno.
Montecito Heights. Goes on and on. There we go. There we go.
It's a lot of them, man. I know.
Uh-oh.
It's a lot of them.
Well, look, guys. So a lot of them, very much a lot of them. We're going to go through a topic. Today's topic is about: is the crash likely or unlikely, and the reasons behind it being unlikely. We're going to go through solds that I found. We're going to talk about interest rates, the local market here in Northeast LA, and Darren's going to pick out some favorites that he found of new listings in the last 7 days. And I guess really, gosh, man, let me just congratulate you and congratulate us on making the top 1.5% of agents in the U.S. We are the top 1.5, man.
Wow.
Context. That's a big boast. It's a humble brag, but to bring it into a more local aspect, we were christened by Real Trends. Real Trends checks all the sales data and comes up with these rankings every year. And for the ranking of 2022, we were number 59 of small teams in Los Angeles. So that puts it in better context, I think.
It does. And, there's a lot of competition there.
Yeah.
And what's, so on volume is where that matters.
Mm-hmm.
And, we don't work the highest priced communities as well. So, and not that real estate is cheap anywhere, but that's also relevant.
Right. Hold on. I'm going to do one thing. Hold on. Yeah, I think you looked up, right? It's like we were 837 in California. So that's another context in California. But yeah, right. Where it counts most in LA, we're doing pretty good. So well done, man. Congrats.
Yeah. And thank you, everyone who chose to work with us.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to say it's a great company that we're in. But yeah, ultimately I was thinking about it in a more schmaltzy way. It's like, well, we get our award every time we make a sale, and seeing a client get what they want. I mean, that's really the payoff every time. So
it is deeply rewarding. I agree with you there, Joe. Absolutely.
Right. We don't have to wait every year for somebody to give us an award. Okay, well, great. Let's move on, I guess, to interest rates and market snapshot. Oh, but again, that darn disclaimer. Hold on. Let me do that. I always wanted to be official. Hold on. Share screen. We're going to share tab audio. And pick that tab. And all right.
Darren Hubert and Joe Cloninger are real estate agents at Avenue 8 under the Urban Hillsides brand. All opinions expressed by Urban Hillsides or guests on this video are solely their opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Avenue 8. You should not treat any opinion expressed by Urban Hillsides as a specific inducement to make a particular investment or follow a particular strategy, but only as an expression of Urban Hillsides team's opinions. This video is for informational purposes only.
All right. Well, that's just wonderful. Let me move on to mortgagenewsdaily.com to get a quick look. Now, was there some big news today? I haven't kept up today. What was?
Actually, I haven't.
Talk of
speaking with city departments and LAPD and the joys of real estate. So, but I did notice this morning the stock market was down, and then all of a sudden it blew up and ended very positive on the day. So there had to be some news.
Yeah.
More signs of strength in the U.S. economy is basically what they're talking about. That,
right.
I think the talks of recession are, for most people, behind us. Not that there are some that still aren't saying it's going to happen. And they're just really identifying strengths in the economy that is getting.
Well, I was hearing from somebody, is it like at least, was it 4% inflation? Which
Well,
is,
that was yesterday's news. Yes,
right.
absolutely.
That's like tick down. That was a big
Right. So I guess leading on that, first off, which most people should know who have any interest in real estate, the Fed did not raise the Fed funds rate for the first time in well over a year. They've raised it at every meeting for more than a year. So this is the first pause. I think the market was expecting that, but then it reacted negatively, the stock market thereafter, because of the comments saying that, well, but you can expect some in the future, right? But it turned today very positive. I have to assume strength in the economy. Yeah, inflation was down in the 4% range. There's some very interesting articles lately about how housing relates to inflation very specifically as a singular element, and the portion of housing as it relates to inflation. We could probably do something on that pretty soon.
Yeah, well, okay, I might be misquoting, but yeah, I read something about Mr. Powell kind of giving a thumbs up on housing, right? Like maybe it's hit a bottom. He didn't say it was going to go up, but he kind of gave it a pattern like this. It was positive in some way. I think people were trying to pull something out of it.
Right.
His statements.
I think they've intentionally, we've said this many times on this show, done what they can to cool housing. That's a big part of what they were trying to do with the interest rate hikes. And in some cases, it had that impact. In some segments of the market, it had that impact, but not across the board. So I think they still want to keep housing down because it's such a high cost. It's the highest cost for everyone. Well, not everyone, but for most, I would say.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look. We'll start with the 30-year fixed mortgage rate. Mortgage News Daily does a survey, and for them, 6.94%. So I know we have some clients of ours coming into the market, so this is some good news, hopefully. And then if we look at the larger picture, see, 15-year fixed, 6.29, 30-year jumbo, 6.70, 5-1 ARM, 6.9, 30-year FHA, 6.62, 30-year VA, 6.65. And the rate trend right now, at least for Thursday, is very much in the positive, significantly stronger, it's saying.
Stronger meaning lower rates. It's funny how the
MBS prices, right.
Yeah.
The mortgage-backed securities are significantly stronger so far today. Strong upward movement in MBS should result in lower mortgage rates.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, good.
Anything else on rates?
No. I'm glad we're still continuing to monitor this weekly. We're definitely not out of the weeds on that. It's still the most important topic driving real estate these days.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's move on to our subject. Let's see here. We're going to go to... Oh, there it is. Crash unlikely. So I'm going to move to housingwire.com. Oops. There we go. And you found this article, Darren. Let me pull it up here. I need to log in.
Yeah, in general, it's another summary, and you constantly get these summaries of the market, but when there's more relevant data that's impacting that evaluation, we like to bring them forward.
Yeah, well, we'll skip through this, but yeah, I thought it was pretty detailed, which was good. So I'll read some of this. Why higher rates aren't crashing home prices. The housing bubble boys got it wrong again. Home prices aren't crashing despite what the housing bubble boys are saying. In fact, home prices have firmed up higher recently. The housing bubble boys are a crew that from 2012 to 2019 screamed housing crash every year. They went all in during COVID-19 in 2020, doubled down in 2021 as the forbearance crash bros but really bet the farm on a massive home price crash in 2023 after the most significant home sales crash ever in 2022. Well, it's June 9th, 2023, and home prices have been firm month to month, not showing anything that resembles the housing bubble crash years. Those who know my work over the last 10 years know that I have Batman-Joker relationship with the housing crash people because they never stop. I mean, it's year 11 now of the housing bubble 2.0 crash. So each year is different, but here are some reasons they gave for home prices to crash over the past 11 years. 2012, shadow inventory. 2013, higher mortgage rates. 2014, QE ending in October. 2015, manufacturing recession. 2016, home prices got back to the bubble high. 2017, no good reason. 2018, 5% mortgage rates, start of the bubble crash for sure. 2019, home price growth was cooling off. 2020, COVID-19. 2021, mortgage forbearance. 2022, 7% mortgage rates. 2023, historically low housing demand. The point of this article is not to focus on the years 2012 to 21, but on how crazy the housing data has been since 2022 and when the housing market changed from a historic crash in demand to stabilization. In 2022, it was all about finding a point in time when I thought mortgage rates would fall, which was key to understanding how the purchase application data would react to lower mortgage rates. We have had plenty of times in the previous decade when mortgage rates fell and demand improved, but that was with a lot lower mortgage rates. In 2022, mortgage rates got as high as 7.37. So the question was, how long or how low do rates have to go for housing demand to get better? But first, let's try starting with some key dates in 2022. On June 16th, 2022, I put the housing market into a recession, which is where housing demand, housing jobs, housing income, and housing production all drop. We can see this over the last year as jobs are being lost in the industry, incomes are falling due to less transaction volume, housing demand collapsed, and housing permits fell since the builders had a backlog of homes to work off. And it goes on. Do you have any particular points, Darren, that maybe we should point out? Let's see. When did the 10-year yield peak? It goes on.
Yeah, just maybe hit the topics there. So
Yeah.
we're understanding the relevant. That's good. That's fine. Move on from there to the next bold headline in the article.
So when did the 10-year yield peak? The 10-year yield is central to all my economic work, but trying to find a top in 2022 was very challenging due to the market conditions where bond yields rose so fast and the strong dollar put so much stress on the world markets. For instance, England almost lost its pension funds, and Japan needed intervention for theirs. Even the IMF was begging the U.S. to stop hiking rates. All right. And then next was purchase application data. The housing market began to change starting November 9th, 2022, from a housing sales crash to a stabilization period. That day, I wrote an article about how bad the home sales data was getting due to the affordability hit and that existing home sales should get down toward 4 million and below. This is key because it's rare since 1996 to get sales below 4 million, and we have many more workers now than in previous cycles. All right. And then housing inventory. The number one story in the second half of 2022 was that after mortgage rates spiked, new listing data started to go negative year over year, which was crazy because we were already working from all-time lows. This was a big deal, and the weekly housing market tracker of new listing data was all over this. The weakness in the new listing data carried us all the way to where we are today in 2023 at all-time lows. And there's the pretty graph there. All right. Inventory down, right? All that. Number of consumers with new foreclosures and bankruptcies. So that's
Continually down. Yeah.
So
what I think,
that's it.
We haven't heard are bigger, newer trends possible in just behavior around housing. this article's focused on, and many of the things we've been talking about have been focused on fewer sales. So they talk about 4 million, they're talking about total sales for the year. And just continually how that number's been shrinking, and we just keep setting new records with higher population and more people, so those records are even more relevant as they continue to sink. Maybe the trend is, and I have no idea how this will play out long term, but this happens in other countries. Maybe the trend is that people just don't move as often. You know, we always talk about people move every 7 years. Why do they get 30-year fixed rate mortgages? Right?
Right.
Why do you,
right.
And refinance for another 30, because statistics show they move every 7 years, and those statistics generated lots of turnover, lots of volume. Certainly, maybe we're getting to a point where, you know, some of the culture around housing might change. People might stay put longer, and they're evaluating that from a perspective of what's wrong. Why are all the reasons they're not moving?
Yeah.
Maybe there are enough reasons where that is a more permanent shift in our culture in housing.
I think you called it, man. Yeah, that's definitely something. For
Yeah.
sure. It's the start for sure right now.
Right.
Okay, well, there you go. So I put a paper airplane on my graphic about this, and I think we're okay. We're going to be all right, hopefully. Next, let's move on to the local market. I think that's the shortest topic we've ever done. That's amazing.
It's a long article. We just didn't read it all. Hopefully you posted it, and some people can go back and read it. Yeah, it's a good article. It's very detailed.
Yeah, see if you guys can get in, but here, I'll put it in there. But Housing Wire is a membership, but let me just throw it in there.
Yeah, we can get you the article.
Sometimes you can get it off like Yahoo, right?
Right. If you Google the title, you'll pick it up from somewhere that's not password protected.
Yeah. Okay. Well, great. Let me move on to what the local market looks like. So, we had 11 sold in the last 7 days. These are the seller wins at the top, buyer wins we feel at the bottom. And just to go through some of the numbers there, 13 days on market, so pretty steady again. That 2-week period, 14-day period remains for the better homes, that's for sure. We talked about 11 solds. It's been pretty steady over the last couple weeks, between 10 to 15. So not big news there. Pendings have remained pretty consistent over the last couple weeks. 18 this week, 16 the last couple, and then it bumped up to 26. But pretty steady. Actives for me, Darren. Wow, 40 new actives this week.
Yeah,
that was a big deal.
We talked about this last week, and that's certainly, I mean, what timing to mention it last week, and then it's evident this week. Summer is the new spring in housing, I guess. It used to be spring was a season all the listings started coming. Who knows? I'm not saying it's a trend, but I predict that summer will be busier than spring, and I don't know if that'll become a pattern.
Right. And as you're saying, will that become a fall, at least for some of the fall?
Right.
A little bit more of a...
We'll see, but that's a huge difference between 11 sold and 40 new listings again every week on our entire list here that you're showing the data being tracked. We're getting more inventory, and it's a good, healthy increase.
Yeah.
We're still in a balanced market.
Yeah, if you look on the actives there, we have not hit 40 in, that's at least a couple months there. So that's a good sign. In terms of median percentage of list price, still up there at 113%. So we called it last week at that 115% as the median. It's only slightly dropped. So selling is still a good thing if you need to, for sure.
If yours can get sold, right?
Yeah.
40 listings, 11 sold. The ones that sell at a good price, and others just don't sell.
Okay, so that's the local market. Let's go ahead and move on to. Hold on here. Okay. We're going to move to the seller wins. So let me do that. Let me go ahead and start with. I only did 2 of each. We're going to go to 5081 Montezuma Street. And this is in Highland Park. List price $1,649,000. Landed at a whopping $2,140,000 for a $491,000 increase. And this really shot it over to 130% of list price. So let's take a look. All right. So 5081 Montezuma Street, again, Highland Park. 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,264 square feet of living space. Sold at $2,140,000. Excuse me, 7,000 square foot lot. 14 days on the market it took. And this was brought to us by Lauren Reichenberg. And on the buy side, Brett Lawyer from our cousins, Carrollwood Estates. So what do you think, man? Quick comments.
It makes me think of our contractor friend we visited recently. And I say that because he is impeccable in his remodeling and his restoration. I mean, I don't know anybody more detailed than he. This place is gorgeous.
Right.
I don't see anything wrong with it. I'm not surprised. I didn't walk the floor plan. Sometimes that will alter a price. It's usable land. It's a big house with so many original details and what seem like very well integrated improvements to maintain the character. So,
Yeah, I put, look at that view, great view. I put HP, classic craftsman home, upgraded views, staged well. Was it priced low? I don't know.
Yeah.
In that neighborhood, but this is really nice, like you said.
Super nice.
Yeah. All right. Next one we're going to go off to. I'm going to tell James about this because I think James is just a couple blocks from here. It'll make him happy.
Nice.
All right, we're going to go up to 2018 Holly Vista Avenue. This is over in Los Feliz. List price, let's see, it started at $1,997,000. It landed at $2,300,000 for a $303,000 increase. And I believe, 115% of list. 10 days on the market. And I'll go through the numbers. 2018 Holly Vista Avenue, Los Feliz. 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,028 square feet of living space. $2,300,000 sold. 4,788 square foot lot. And 10 days on the market. Brought to us by Alyssa Ritt, Sherry Rogers, Anthony Stellini, and on the buy side, Anthony Stellini was the agent. So congrats to them. What do you think of this one?
This one I would go straight to underpriced. It's nice. I'm not coming off that crafting we just looked at. It's hard to compare because I see the flaws, but it's got a lot of nice details.
Yeah.
Some nice features in the property. It does have a view. It's got enough original elements, some built-ins that I can see the emotional draw, along with the great neighborhood that it's situated in. So
yeah, I put views, Shakespeare Bridge. People love that. Tasteful, really tasteful place. Updated. Franklin Elementary might be a draw for some people, and it was staged well, as you can see there, well above the street. So you've got some nice privacy there. Yeah. All right. Next. Okay, so now we're going off to buyer wins. I'm going to go to 3011 Division Street. This was a funky one. So this started at 1,599,999. And it landed at 1,680,000. Only an $80,001 increase, 105% of list price. 18 days on the market to sell. And let's see what it looks like. 3011 Division Street. This is Glassell Park. 6 bedrooms, 4 baths, 2,555 square feet of living space. Sold for $1,680,000. 7,300 square foot lot. This was 18 days on the market. And this was brought to us by Tiffany Martinez. And on the buy side, Jason Kim. They called it a single family. They called it a duplex. It's got an ADU. They kind of mixed it all up. So you could interpret this any way you want. But what do you think overall, man?
I like the finishes. They are a little dated, but,
Okay.
but I don't think they're so
Yeah.
dated that I think that it would still sell well. It's clearly a duplex, and they were not into to green at all. It's a lot of concrete. It's a lot of built up to the edges of the lot. But you have 2 good sized structures. And that's going to appeal to a certain segment of the market. The fact that it's new, the fact that it could generate good income. And,
And they're vacant. I put that down.
And they're vacant, yeah, for sure. So somebody could buy and occupy both, or just get income from the rear unit. And each of them are, very livable in an environment of, let's say this neighborhood could command a $1.3 million on a single family, jumping up to 1.6 and getting that income.
Looking
in
at
the
it
back,
that way,
it's actually, your payment will be less at 1.6 than it would be buying a house at 1.3. So
Yeah.
Yep.
No, some good value here. Yeah, I put. They call the back an ADU, the front, but it's like a 3.2 ADU. It's big. Flipped. So there's some new construction there. Then they flipped the front. I thought also, nicely done. Changing area. It's Glassell Park. It's not like prime Glassell Park, but they certainly called out the landmarks, the retail, and the restaurant. That's not too far away. But it is a busy street. It is by an apartment. But I think they did well. Totally on this. Yeah. All right. But you're right. They did pack it in there. They were just maxing it all out. Okay, next we're going to go off to Roselawn. So 125 Roselawn Place. Let's see here. Started at 1,349,000. Landed at 1,325,000. A $24,000, $24,500 reduction. 98% of its price. List price, 98%, right? 11 days on the market. So here, let's. Okay, 125 Roselawn Place. This is Highland Park. 5 bedrooms, 3 baths, 2,316 square feet. A living space sold for $1,325,000. It's on a 4,300 square foot lot, 11 days on the market. And this is brought to us by Brandon Harnsberger and his comrade Daniel Grant. And on the buy side, Stephen McAlpin and Deirdre Solomon. So congrats to everyone there on the sale. What do you think? This is an interesting one, huh? Another duplex.
It's turn of the century. Nice charm. It's a little bit of a difficult street. But the walkability is amazing. So
It's right there. Right.
for the square footage, and the house is super charming inside and out. I think if the neighborhood works for someone, that's the hurdle to overcome here. Then they got a great deal, and they're going to be super happy.
Yeah. I like you said, it is dense, but you are right by Figueroa. It's a decent looking house, a lot of square footage, big space. I thought it was good value. There's an apartment building on one side, but again, it's dense. It's what you should expect. No surprises there. But yeah, a lot of walkability for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and a big lot too. Space to do stuff.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. All right. Well, Darren, I have a funny question for you. But do you hear a little Chihuahua barking at me? Or
I
no?
do. Yes.
Yeah, he's doing his thing. I don't know what he wants. But, all right. Well, we're going to move on now to actives in the last 7 days that Darren feels are interesting, noteworthy. Let's dig into it, man.
All right. First one I've identified is 929 Olancha Drive.
Ah. That's a good street. Let's see. There it is. Okay. All right, 929 Olancha Drive. This is Mount Washington. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,972 square feet. Nice. $1,050,000 list price. I like that. Lot size 6,700 square feet. It's only been on the market for 6 days now. And this is brought to us by Dahlia Pache. So congrats to her on the listing. Value, value, value. What do you say?
Yeah, it is value. That's why I pick it. 2,000 square feet for just over $1 million. The street looks, actually the asphalt looks a little rough. That's a tough picture to start with. I don't think I would have started there.
It should have cropped that.
Yeah. But the house doesn't look terrible. The outdoor space, the patio is fantastic.
Yeah.
There are definitely some surface improvements that are needed. There's some great open indoor space.
Yeah.
Looks like a huge basement.
Yeah. Awesome.
They're virtually staging some items into there, and I think in this case it was a good option to do that. So there's a lot of upside here on this street, in this location, this square footage. With it fixed up, you could be going into the mid one. You can get to the 1.5 range. A lot of upside.
Well, so it's funny, I looked at this yesterday because I was thinking of our new clients, Najib and Sonia, and we couldn't get in, but I was like, oh, this is pretty cool for value. But of course, right, we had the committee. I don't know if they'd like this, but
right.
There's a lot.
They didn't seem to be a committee that was that leaned towards remodeling.
No.
They wanted a move-in ready place.
But good potential here. Maybe we should bring it up again.
Lots of potential.
All right.
I think it's worth it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What else you see out there?
All right. 2016 Vestal. Now this is a refresh.
Yeah. I think this is Margaret, right? Or no, I'm mixing it up. No. This is not. This is Bobby Rodriguez.
Oh wow. Haven't seen his name in a while. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look at it. So 71 pictures. Wow. 2016 Vestal Avenue. This is Echo Park. 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,082 square feet. Listed at $1,099,000. Open houses today, 5 to 8. And then I believe that's Saturday, right? Yeah, Saturday, 2 to 5. And days on the market, 6 so far. And Robert A. Rodriguez. Congrats to him.
You tell me when those 71 photos are done cycling, then I'll start talking.
Now, I don't know if you've noticed yet, but this was a funky one because I think it only, the square foot was like officially like 576. So.
When I think of Bobby Rodriguez, and I mean this in the best way possible, I think of funky. I do. It's he's just
Funky's
a bit
good.
He's a bit of a
funky
guy.
bad. It can be funky good.
This looks funky good. Absolutely. It's Yeah, I like the
Yeah.
space. I think for Echo Park, it's a good street. It's a great price to get into the neighborhood
Yeah.
and get the views and
Yeah.
what looks clearly like a move-in ready space. Maybe what we're seeing on square footage is, my guess is, the entire basement has been made into
Uh-huh.
something livable. You see the stairway in that last photo. Wouldn't be the
Yeah, yeah.
first time I've seen upstairs connected to a downstairs space. And that's great. Well, somebody's living there. Wouldn't it be the issue that arises if you go to sell it and it's not legal square footage? It's more the appraisal than anything else. Can it appraise for value? Because they cannot include unpermitted square footage when they assign a value to the property. So charming, great neighborhood, good price. I think I might go see Bobby this weekend. I think it's open.
Yeah. You're right. It's going to have to be the right buyer that sees all the potential here and has the fortitude for that appraisal.
The right buyer will come.
Love
Yeah, and the right buyer in this case, the most important element is meaning that the buyer has enough cash to cover the difference in an appraisal if it's an issue.
Yeah. You know what I like about it, though? So it's private in the front, and that side yard, if you're going to build more, it's all there and ready for you, it looks like.
Yeah.
It's ready.
Yeah. That downstairs unit could become an EDU. You know, the city's encouraging people to even convert illegal space and legalize it and make it additional spaces. Looks like there's 2 kitchens there. It might be fully functioning up and down. I mean, there are options here. Again, you're buying into a good neighborhood, and this is the low end price range of the neighborhood.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Okay.
Cool.
Love that one. What else?
Well, let's jump over to Los Feliz. I just saw street address and square footage and went, wow, that seems like a good value as well. 3812 Shannon Road.
Okay. Okay. All right, 3812 Shannon Road, Los Feliz, 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,199 square feet of living space, active at 1,695,000. You're right. Lot size was 7,153. Opens, there will be 2, one on Sunday, 2 to 5, and then Tuesday, 11 to 2 p.m. So far, 0 days on market, just came out. And this is brought to us by Andrew Watkins and James Scott Suarez. Suarez team. There you go.
So, it's a lot of square footage for that neighborhood at this price. This neighborhood can command well above that price range. So I imagine somebody's going to buy it and do a complete remodel on the whole house. But with that said, it's always interesting in that it looks livable, meaning that you'll get some competition of people who might be willing to approach it slowly, do remodels over time. And what ends up happening there, just for the broader audience, is that it creates even a lot more competition. You've got remodelers competing with people who want to live there, and it creates a little more of a frenzy and drives the price up. So
Gosh,
I think this
I don't
will sell above.
Yeah, I don't know. Did you read the remarks or the description at all?
It did not.
Because it's almost like you guys were in the same head. It's a fixer, but has a ton of. It's a fixer, but it has a ton of charm, nestled on a quiet, secluded street. Blah blah blah. And then at the bottom, this home presents an incredible opportunity for those with a vision. Whether you choose to do minor upgrades to your personal taste or undertake a major renovation, this property offers the canvas upon which to create your dream home. So there it is, like you're saying.
Yeah,
Two
you
different
got both
buyers.
groups, man. Yeah, it's going to be a busy open house at that property.
Yeah, awesome. That's a good one. All right. Anything else out?
No, that's all I got for you, man.
Aw, man, we had 40 listings. You got to give me at least 4. No?
All right, I can pull another one out. I kept seeing a whole
You get
bunch in Mount Washington, man. I was trying to avoid going there too much. Well, gosh, let's get one at 900,000.
Yeah. Nice.
Oh no, I'm not going to go with that one. Sorry.
Oh,
No,
never mind.
because we saw it and I don't want to show it. I was not impressed with it. Well,
which one was it?
I'll pull out another one at 900,000 here.
All right.
Which I'm not sure how.
Oh,
to do
that one. Yeah, we don't want
Yeah,
that one.
yeah, we don't. 6222 Burwood Avenue. This is Highland Park.
Oops. Get it. All right. Right. Oh yeah, I was looking at this. Okay. Oops. Went the wrong place. Hold on here. All right. All right. 6222 Burwood Avenue. This is Highland Park. It's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, 1,029 square feet of living space. Great price, $898,000. 5,600 square foot lot. There is an open today, 5 to 7, and then one on Saturday, 2 to 5. And let's see, 6 days on the market. And brought to us by Kinja DeRose. So congrats to Kinja, or Kinga, I'm not sure.
Yeah, this property has a little bit of an identity crisis. You know, it's got a big O'Keefe and Merritt stove with a glass tile backsplash. You know, those two don't quite go together, but it looks clearly move-in ready.
Right.
It's got enough of an open floor plan, some built-ins, a beautiful patio with views, which is giving you that nice indoor-outdoor connection, and in a nice Highland Park neighborhood off of Figueroa. Very well priced. Somebody can improve the identity crisis with some effort, and I think put all together. But I gotta say, that last photo, it's so funny. The fruit trees, man, they get me. The picture of the lemon, right? I'm gonna tell you a story because we have time this time.
Yeah.
When I got into real estate, when houses were $300,000, right?
Yeah.
That was one of the leading things, you know, how many fruit trees, how much you focused on the fruit trees, and you know, pretty quickly I'm like, I don't care about them. The fruit trees are not going to sell the house, man.
It is funny. It is funny when people kind of count that and be like, oh yeah, this
is.
I
But
know it is.
you know, it's becoming more relevant again. It clearly is, and I'm not saying there is not value there. I appreciate a fruit tree as much as anyone. It's a great opportunity to share with neighbors because you know you're going to get way too much of whatever's coming off the tree, and connect if you want to do that. I knew some people who used to have a basket on the front of their gate where just neighbors could come and take whatever fruit they wanted. It's a nice thing, and I think people are seeing it a little more as a sociable dynamic, or you know, hobbies of cooking. Like if you have a ton of lemons, you make things with that and share it, or so it reminds me of that, and the wave of we had clients buying in the 1,314 range, and that was so relevant to them.
Still important. Yeah.
Still important, man. And that's nice. Getting back to some of the basics, it's becoming more of a true lifestyle thing, not just a resource of, I don't have to go buy lemons at the store.
Right.
And that matters. Because that really does matter.
It's funny, like you said, because I start like thinking about it as, oh, that lemon tree is like a $5,000 lemon tree now. Or, you know, when you start thinking about its importance, you know.
But I think the value now is that, and I get this on my own property, is that you could say, all right, you know, friends, I picked these lemons and I made this custard with it, and here's my homemade from my lemon tree. And it's a story, and it's a connection to your land and community, and that's what's great about it. Yeah.
Well, there's the value. You hit it. Yeah. All right. Well, look, guys, that's it. You know, any parting shot, man? Any words of wisdom? I think it's more positive lately.
Well, positive or negative, depending on which side of the aisle you're on, but the market is picking up a bit. It's become a little busier. There are more offers happening. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, look, guys, have a great one. We'll see you next week, Thursday, 2 p.m. Spread the word, like us, follow us, recommend us, all those great things. We'll see you later. Bye now.
Bye.
See ya.